Hey everybody, it's TR back with another RV how-to video, and today I'm going to be installing engineered bamboo flooring in the bedroom of this 2004 Newmar Dutch Star. Yeah, I sold this Newmar just recently, and I am fixing it up for the new owner. He's arriving soon, so I've got to get this floor done. A couple weeks ago I took the carpet out when it was still out in storage. I have since moved it to my driveway here. Tools, just the logistics worked out best to move it back to the house here and do this work here at my house. And so that's what we're going to do today. I've already kind of gotten into this. I realized that I had a carbon unit failure. Well, okay, so I forgot to start a camera. And so in my original intro, all you could see was my back, which is not so good on YouTube. So what's on the docket for today is that I'll be putting the underlayment in the bedroom and getting started on the floor. I don't see any reason why I shouldn't be able to get through all of that today. You know, I've always said that no RV rehab project goes undone without drawn blood, and I did yesterday. Now that's just one drop of many from when I did this to myself yesterday. I was undoing a screw and I was holding the drill in pretty tight, which this has happened to me so many times. You'd think I'd learn by now. But I was holding the screwdriver, you know, I was putting a lot of force on it to make sure it didn't strip in the screw. And it jumped out and I drove that square drive bit right into my thumb. And then about 10 minutes later I went to pick up my utility knife and didn't realize the blade was out and I nicked myself there. So the blood's drawn. Let's get on with the project. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'll show you something that's happened not to my memory that I can think of. So it looks like the bedroom slide got brought in, but something was laying on the floor in front of the slide and caused the bottom of the bed to hit it and crack and bust, and there's one busted piece of wood. So these is the rollers that were underneath the front of the bedroom slide. I'll show you here in a minute. To make it easier to get the flooring under the bed, I'm not going to pull the whole pedestal out. But having this out of the way and having all of this stuff out of the inside of the bed, these are just storage compartments, so it's just some nice storage under the bed. I just have them taken out right now. Let me show you the damage we have here. Okay, so come down here close with me, and you can see here, this is busted right here. You can see that crack. I know the light's not great, but this was all busted out. You can actually see it there, right? And then this is split out down here. It's been like that probably since I bought this thing, but that's what we're going to start with this morning, is get this chopped out and get a replacement made. I'm going to work on this with my multi-saw. I'm going to use a soft metal blade because there are metal splines in here that will probably eat up a wood blade, and it's a small cut anyway, so it probably doesn't really matter. Alrighty, so the first thing I've got to do is I've got to figure out the underlayment, and so I'm going to put 3/8 underlayment under the flooring. So it'll be a sandwich of 3/8 and that, okay? So I'm back here working on the floor, and it's going pretty good, except I just realized that I completely screwed up and I didn't have the camera recording. So I did all of this here, and you can probably only see just a bits of it here, but I did it all and I completely spaced. So this is going together pretty good. This is engineered flooring, and it's click, snap and click, you know, that stuff. I don't trust it, not in an RV that moves around. So I am doing extra careful job of sticking this down. I'm gluing it and I'm pinning it with some 18 gauge brad nails. So there's 3 sizes on this flooring. There's a 5 and an 8, a 3.5, and a 5 and 7/8. And I'm just putting them in random, but not random. I'm trying to make sure that, well, in the critical places like this here, I wanted to make sure that I didn't have a small piece. I didn't want the seam between the planks right here under the edge of the bed. I thought that'd look ugly, and so I wanted to push it out a little bit, so I adjusted a little bit. So I did 3.5 and then a 3.5 to make the pattern work better. And so from here, this part's really going pretty fast. Let me get some glue here. So, like I said, because this is an RV, I'm gluing the edges and then spots in the field. And so I'm going to put a bead of caulk. This tube's about empty. Or it's not caulk, it's flooring adhesive. And I'll put a little bead here. Whoops. I think I just ran out. Nope. And then I'll run some along this front edge. And we'll just run a little down the middle there, and then one out at this edge, and that should be all right. Now, since I'm working under this bed here, I'm gonna just take and flip this up like this, get it in there, set it down, and then what I have found that works best is just to snap them together here. And so I just have this piece of wood here. Get out of there. All right, and then out here where it's hidden, I'll just brad nail it, face nail. So, and then down in here, I am brad nailing through the tongue, and then I'll put 3 right here. And then I'll grab my nail set. Wherever it ended up, it's over there out of reach, of course. And I'll set my nails. I've got the main part of the floor done. I still got to do the hatch. I'll take care of that tomorrow. It's getting late, but I want to get this base put back together, the base of the bed put back together. And so what I'm doing here is I'm just going to put this roller frame array. It holds the bottom of the scooter rooter up. Can I see? I guess I'll have to just do it by feel. So somewhere I lost the last little bit of footage that I shot finishing up the floor. I have searched and searched, I can't find it. So I'll just give you kind of a verbal wrap up. I'm showing you here the hatch and how I handled that. Basically did the same thing. I took the 3/8 underlayment and I glued it and screwed it to the hatch. Now this hatch was fiberglass, and so what I ended up doing was I used self-tapping sheetrock screws. And so what those did was they pre-drilled a hole in the fiberglass, and that way this fiberglass doesn't explode when you hit it with like a regular screw. It makes a heck of a mess. One thing that perplexed me for a while was how I was going to deal with this little hump right here. This bump in the fiberglass is just there to provide clearance to the engine. When it was carpeted, you didn't really notice it that much, and I was afraid you were going to really notice it. So the strategy I applied was I just got some really dark brown paint, dark brown, and then what I did was I just trimmed this flooring around that hump and just left it exposed. To get the heights to work out between this and this, there wasn't enough clearance here to bring the floor up to completely cover that. Then one other modification I had to make, and this would be specific to the Newmar, was this is the cover for the hatch. And because the floor added 3/4 of an inch, I had to take 3/4 of an inch off of the bottom of this. Because the elevations were the same, or because the height was the same, when I cut 3/4 of an inch off, the hump that they had cut in this for this bump worked out perfectly. And so we're good to go. The gap you see there is because that hatch has to open, and I had to leave enough clearance at the hinge side for that hatch to open, so I had to have that gap there. Otherwise, I think it really turned out well. The new owner's here. He's going to be here for a couple days while we do some minor work outside. Well, major work, actually. Those videos will be coming here in the very near future. And he loves it. He just thinks it's amazing. And I have to agree with him. I think it's, it turned out really, really well. And I am very happy with it. And I hope you are too. If you like this video, give me that thumbs up. I always appreciate that. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Ring the notification bell. A lot of great RV how-to videos still to come. I'm happy, he's happy, and we're all happy, I hope. Thanks for watching. I sure do appreciate it. Until we get together for another RV how-to video, peace.